Hello and welcome back to Songs of Six. Welcome back to Bugtopia. Welcome back. Here we are, back at it again with these old buggy boys, and we've got some challenges ahead. We've got quite a few challenges actually, and we're gonna go over those right now. So, if you don't remember the last episode, I basically expanded all the way over here. We got these nice Balti-crawler breeders. We got a nice huge metal smelter. And we basically just kept expanding and started to enter our mountain home here. And I have a nice big plan for a hive city. I really want to build a hive city, so I'm going to start digging out a lot of these areas and start to build hive areas and cities and plenty of space for housing. And start to move these bastards out of the open and into the mountains, and then we're also going to get them nice and good access to pumps here. So we're going to turn the city, and a lot of the stuff that's going over here is actually going to go over here. So in a minute, I'm going to show you guys what I get to, and in between there, we're probably going to see how I do it. But there's going to be a lot of stuff that's just skipped because I have a lot of work to do, and the goal is to basically take all of this excess crud and throw it over there. Especially these fisheries and other things. A lot of these people could be doing other things, and we need better trained troops. It occurred to me that rather than having 100 guys like this, these are going to take a lot of time. It's better for us to create a group like this, and then bring them down to 30, and then train them up to about 100%. And these are going to be our elite boyos. They're going to be the best. They're going to be the ones that we actually use in the battle. So we're going to lower these guys down to 40. So a lot of them are going to come back to regular troops, and then those other guys are going to be training 24/7 with the goal of beating the raiders. I did see a dev post by Jake talking about how the raiders are not supposed to be as strong as they are in my build. So I do feel a little bit justified in my actions about them. And somebody did question me when I said that I saved scum. It was only because the raiders basically beat the shit out of me. I didn't know that they were going to be so powerful, especially with an army of, like, I think I had 250, and that was prior. And then there was the instance where they raided Udrich, which just blew my mind. I probably should have read more into his stuff, but sometimes it's hard. I just skim over things, and I miss that. So rather than lose it and deal with it that way, I just figured I'll load a quick save. So just for that sake, and I know people don't really care. I don't really care. I play for the sake of fun, so I always just want to get that out of the way, though, that this is a beta, and there is a high potential that if it starts to get a little too buggy, if there's any problems, buggy, get it, too much buggies, that I may actually change the series or edit it in some way, just so that it can actually flow better, so that I can continue it and finish it. Ideally, I'd like to actually get a going rate of 10 episodes per series, especially for Songs of Six, per race, so that way people have a nice beginning, middle, and end, and they can enjoy it, just as I had intended from the start. So here we are, we're going to get to it, and I will see you guys in a minute. Alright, here we are. We're back. We are back. Finally, after quite some time, I managed to actually get the city back online here, and as you can see, we are still quite low on our loyalty. Our happiness is just always really bad. But I was managing it, and I managed to actually get through everything. Quite a bit of slavery submission issues, being raided by our neighbors. Our neighbor Blazoned here almost just unloaded on me for taking out our neighbor here. Rovi Menin. I took out Rovi Menin, and it almost cost us everything. We almost died. Because we tried to capture this region, it seemed that Blazoned here saw that as a huge betrayal. And he basically said, unless you give me everything you have, I will invade you. So I did. I gave him pretty much everything I had at the time, minus the resource or the regions that he had also requested. That is how brutal it is right now, where you literally will declare war on somebody and they will, all your neighbors nearby will just go ham on you for it. So yeah, and as you can see, we have no money. I had to give that all up. So it says we've got some stuff going on here. Probably turn these off as well. We don't need this. But we've got quite a bit of stuff here going on, and I'm going to start with what I removed and what I've been fixing. So as you can see, we've got the same old fishery area here. Nothing much has changed, or actually upgrade this too. Nothing has changed on the fisheries. They're all the same. But I went through and actually ordered everything better. So we just have our lavatory, janitor, our warehouse, our food stall, shrine, and then some services around it as well. And you may be questioning, or saying, what happened, man? I really like the bug design. I really like the design. Yes, I understand. I did too, but it's also very challenging to determine what's what. And I think that if I was a bug, I'd probably want some form of order, based on the fact that they do have kind of an order to them. Most bugs at least do. So we're going to do that. And you can see we've got these really nice developmental areas here for people to live. And it looks like we've got some random Darians in there. There shouldn't be any of them in there. And these are all for Garthimes. We've got a nice warehouse here for fish and other things for the janitors. Basically just an in-between spot for people who work over here. And they can come up this road. And this is where the primary production is basically. And we've got our hospital up and running, which took me quite some time. And I actually had to sacrifice ore coming in because we needed opiates. And it's a lot simpler to get the opiates by having a region send them to you. We also have them sending some cotton, which is then being produced into fabric, so we have a good amount of fabric. We have a decent amount of pottery being made. Oh, rather, we're selling it all. And then we're basically just mining around here. We've got the clay pit, and that's the central workplace for these guys. We've got our intake of wood, so I moved all of that wood-related stuff over here, so we have some wood and some leather coming in as well, just to keep the supply up. And I'd probably turn it off so that we stop spending money on that. A lot of the things I was spending money on, I was doing well with until I started to hit a brick wall. It seems like my finances have flipped themselves, and it's only because I was selling pottery and cut stone and all these other things, and I stopped selling them. So I actually have to adjust this area, but I have pretty much no more effort in me to continue with Songs of Six as it stands today. And I usually play in batches of about a day or so. So we've got this whole human zone here with the implication that it's going to expand. We've got a 72-man library, which I've been trying, a laboratory, which I've been trying to get upgraded. There we go, I was going to say, we should be able to. Now we've got it upgraded. So all our humans live in this area. They travel right here. And then we've got our admin building right here for them to work at as well. So that should be providing us with plenty of admin. We only had one building this size anyway, so I just basically transferred it over. And then we've got 2 guard posts on either side of this area so that they know where they belong. And we've got scaffolds, a stockade, and the paper maker right there. So there's a form of like organized chaos, very clustered together areas, but with some chaos that's ordered together. Like this is where our pumps are now. Instead of over here, we've moved them over here. And then they bring water all the way down to here, which is our new training ground. And I decided to do a little bit bigger with the pillars here so that we could have a little bit more space for these large ones. And we've got 52 spots for training. For some reason, troops, even though they were at 45%, they were stuck training for months and years on end. I don't know what was going on. So I had to delete the other buildings. I think there might have been a bug or a glitch, but I'm not quite sure. We also have our warehouse here for all the military goods. I might actually change the way this layout works so that they could actually get in here easier, because there's only these two narrow doors. The goal being that they can get in here and there's plenty of space for the Garthimes to grab their gear from this spot. But there's only going to be about 30. These guys, these 30 guys who are trained to 96%, I did not know they were trained up. So we could actually potentially stand up for ourselves now. Hell yeah, brothers. And let's do another one here. I want two groups like this. 30 with max them out, brothers. Yeah. We are not going to be bullied any further. We're going to have to get some archers though before I actually do that, because some of these groups are of raiders that are raiding do have archers. So this guy should have archers. Yeah, at 100% range training. There's only 10 of them. But you can see, even then, he has a huge army for what it's worth. There's about 50 guys or 60 guys in here, and they're all extremely well trained. So I'm going to have to deal with that. We're going to get some bows going for the next one. We'll build some archery ranges in here. We've got our nice-ass food stall in this market here, which has just got stone and clay. So that's all they need. And then we have our houses lining the sides. I do have to actually renovate the insides of the mountains, but for now, I felt like I did a pretty good job, because this whole area was just a mess, and it was killing me. It was just a mess on my eyes. So now I know what's going on. I know where things are. These bugs will know where they need to go to get the things they need to continue the fight, the good fight. And let's give them a day off, because they've earned it. They've worked so hard for so long, and I think it's a testament to my abilities, not to toot my own horn, but there was some really iffy moments where there was no money. We've been at negative 1,000 technology. We've been nearly raided a couple times. Like I said, our boys blazoned. They almost attacked us, but now we're back on good terms with them. We have a nice trade partner deal with them, and maybe we could become colleagues. For $317,000, we could become colleagues. And we don't seem to have that much in resources, but we definitely can start to accumulate that much money again. It just took a little bit of time to reorganize, and we lost a lot of money in the process. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. I look forward to the next one, as we've got a much more stable platform to work with, much more organized, and we've got all this mountain to work with. So we're going to start digging our way into the mountain. Every other job, every other thing that we need is going to be inside this mountain. So we're going to start digging and digging and digging. And hopefully we'll have these nice basic, these big rooms like this. So the idea is that it's going to be like a hive town. So there'll be a big, huge central cavern here. And we'll probably have like a queen's throne room over here, because we are a queen technically. I'd like to have a nice queen throne room where the Argonash will live. And the Argonash will be our last line of defense. I guarantee you no one is going to get through them if we train them up. So there's some big plans for this series, and I think we already have 38 and 37 available from the Argonash, so that's pretty good. We'll be actually doing pretty well. At least 50 Argonash is pretty damn good. So I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.